Welcome in, everybody, to this week's edition of Valpo Football Weekly, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined via Zoom by the head coach of the Valpo football team, Landon Fox. And Coach, we look back at Saturday's game at Indiana Wesleyan, and let's kind of break it down on both sides of the ball. Let's start with your defense. And I thought as the game moved along, started to play better defensively, held them scoreless in the second half. How would you assess the way you played on defense? What did you see from your defensive unit on Saturday?
Yeah, I'd say we just made too many mistakes. And you asked me, hey, what's good defense? And it's doing your 111th. And, I don't think we did that at times. And what happened is allowed them to get out to an early lead. And when we settled in, we started playing better. But too many mistakes early. That goes on the coaching staff, starts with me and making sure that we're putting guys in position, that they understand what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to do it so they can execute at a high level and play fast. And we just didn't do that early.
On the offensive side of the ball, it seemed like at times, especially later in the game, you moved the ball from the 30 to the 30, but maybe struggled to finish some of those drives. Just what did you see on offense, and what do you want to improve on going forward?
Inconsistent, right? We're inconsistent, to your point. You're able to move the ball at times, but when you turn the ball over 4 times, you're going to have a hard time winning games. And so we have to clean that up and take care of the ball. It's our first goal in our plan to win is, in terms of the ball is the issue, and we turn it over 4 times. And when you do that, you're going to struggle to win games.
Jackson Pfeiffer had a big game in terms of tackles. It was career high for him. And certainly you've touched on him as a leader of that defense, a quarterback of the defense. What can you say about Jackson Pfeiffer and just what he means to your team?
Yeah, Jackson understands the expectations of how we do things defensively and where he's supposed to be and just how it fits together, and he executes that, that 111th. And when the play presents itself, he's there to make the play, and that's what he did most of the game on Saturday. And so he played at a very high level, as did, Austin Chilton, another guy that played very well defensively for us. And so especially at this, he played towards the end of the spring, but this was, his first full start, 65 plays. And so another young man that played an outstanding game.
On offense, your biggest play of the day, the one touchdown, came from Chuck Maxwell. Just what does his skill set bring to the table, and what does he add to your team?
Yeah, Chuck is a dynamic playmaker, so you obviously want to find ways to get the ball in his hands, and we did that as the game progressed, and gave us a huge spark in terms of creating some momentum and keeping us, giving us a chance to stay in the game. And those are things Chuck can do, and obviously we've seen him do that last year in the return game. We'll expect him to do it more on offense. But Chuck was a guy that was recruited by Indiana Wesleyan, decided to come here, and that's saying a lot, Brandon, because as you saw it, that place, the investment they've made there in terms of that stadium and that end zone complex, and just the financial resources they put in that place. People don't understand how good that football team is, with all those seniors that they have and the resources they have in place. And by no means am I making an excuse. We got to find a way to win that game, because we have really good players as well. We have to coach better, but it is a place where they've invested a lot into that program.
Speaking of football programs that have had a lot of success, none more so in FCS than the team you're playing this week in North Dakota State. Just first of all, before we talk about what you have to do against them, let's talk about just what this opportunity means for your players to get the chance to play in this environment against a team of this caliber in terms of North Dakota State on Saturday.
Yeah, you watch one film. They're just very, very talented, very, very good football team, and well coached on top of it. And so you're going into an environment where they won 6, 7 national championships in a row, and last year was the first time they didn't. But the thing that I'm telling the guys, and I believe this, I truly believe it, is that when we win the Pioneer Football League, and when we do that, not if, but when we do it, you're going to have to go play these type of teams. So you better prepare yourself. What does that look like in terms of their players? Because hey, let's be honest. When you get into that level, they're always going to have better players. Majority, in terms of those teams, and that's fine. Not always the team that has the best players always win. So how do you game plan? How do you prepare in a fashion that's going to give you an opportunity? So you go there to prepare yourself for later on down the road when you get an opportunity to get into the playoffs and be in that environment so you're prepared.
Anything else that stands out to you most about North Dakota State on film, or one or two keys for Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's nothing different. I think the focus, and then again, you get excited when you get to hear of a team like North Dakota State, and you get to play against them and be in that. But the focus has got to be on us and our continuous improvement from game 1 to now game 2 to even game 3. As we get into conference play, we want to be playing our best football. So even though we're playing a really good team, we have a huge challenge in front of us. Let's just focus on the main thing, which is us, and eliminate those mistakes that I was talking about. Hey, let's convert drives. So the concentration, again, just on us so that we can become a better football team as we move forward.
There he is, the head coach of the Valpo football program, Landon Fox. The game will be on ESPN Plus and also on the statewide ABC network in the state of North Dakota on Saturday. For all the latest, as always, you can check out valpoathletics.com or follow the team on social media. Once again, this is Valpo Football Weekly, and it's brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.